Good afternoon and welcome to Egg Harbor Township High School for this edition of high school basketball on Cape Atlantic Live. It's the Cowboys Finals between the St. Augustine Prep Hermits and the Wildwood Catholic Crusaders. Hello everyone, Nick Costco alongside Brian Kniff. This broadcast is being presented by Ulmer's Appliance Service. We just saw a heck of a girls game between Middle Township and Holy Spirit, won by the Panthers, and now it's time for the boys' end of things between these two Catholic schools, Brian, which have made quite the tournament runs, respectively, over the last few days.
Yeah, so one thing of note here, Nick, this is the highest combined seed number in the Cape Atlantic League Championship game in the history of the game, or history of the tournament. Wildwood Catholic is the 5 seed, St. Augustine Prep is the 6. The previous high seed was when Mainland beat St. Augustine Prep in 2022. Mainland was an 8 and the Prep was a 2, so obviously that adds to 10. Today's adds to 11. Really not a surprise. A lot of people looked at this league all year. There's been no dominant team, a bunch of good teams, people knocking each other off, people getting hot at the right time, and nothing different can be said about these two teams about getting right at the hot time to get to this moment. St. Augustine Prep dominated their semifinal over Holy Spirit, particularly in the second half. Wildwood Catholic won what, to this point, probably the game of the year in the Cape Atlantic League in beating Atlantic City in their semifinal. And we're set up for a real good one here this afternoon at Egg Harbor Township in front of an excellent crowd here.
Without a doubt, less than 90 seconds as we get set for the anthem and the tip-off. And you mentioned the runs by these teams right here. Wildwood Catholic, that epic game over Atlantic City. And Brian, as you alluded to, potentially the game of the year. Maybe we see an even better one today, but Wildwood Catholic knocking off the top seed AC. Kind of goes back to your point that anybody can beat anybody on any given day in the Cape Atlantic League this year.
Yeah, and you know, very rarely, you know, do you see a team with double-digit losses get to the championship game, and that's St. Augustine Prep. And, you know, this is a team that is used to being in this game. You know, they are, this is their 19th Cape Atlantic League Championship game. They've won 10, and they were here a couple of years ago on this floor, lost to Egg Harbor Township, who was actually playing a de facto home game. But this is kind of fascinating, the fact that the Prep is here with 12 losses, and they've overcome some injuries to get to this point. They got all their guys healthy, and they are really, really playing well. And you can't take away from what Wildwood Catholic has done either. You know, they win comfortably over Vineland in the quarterfinal. They go to Ocean City and win a tough game in the quarterfinal, and then they beat the top seed, as you mentioned, Atlantic City. So Wildwood Catholic certainly very deserving to be here.
Both teams are getting set to go. We're going to break for the anthem right now. And we're getting set for the opening tip in our boys' final in the Cape Atlantic League. Well, one of these teams this afternoon is going to return to the top of the Cape Atlantic League Mountain, both very used to winning a conference title. And we're going to start over with the St. Augustine Prep introductions. Head coach Paul Rodeo Bryant, 1,043 wins to his name, one of the greatest careers in the history of New Jersey high school basketball. The starting five for the St. Augustine Prep Hermits: Rory Friel, Mide Oki Byron, Luke Moransky, Jacob Plen, and Kyle Helfenstein.
Rory Friel's their leading scorer at 17 a game. Some people think he's the best player in the Cape Atlantic League. If he's not, he's one of the top three. And then a lot of kids averaging in that 7, 8, 9 point range, so they do get some balance. One thing you mentioned, Paul Rodeo and his legendary career. Ever since this tournament started, he's got a 24-9 record in the Cape Atlantic League tournament as a coach.
It's pretty good.
Yes, it is.
On the flip side of Wildwood Catholic, the head coach is Will Wareham. Your starting five for the Crusaders this afternoon: Alex Daniel, Riley Powell, Tayshawn Jackson, Calvin Kiker, and Ryan McGrath.
Wildwood Catholic, interestingly, has never lost the Cape Atlantic League championship game. They won in 2014, and then they won 3 straight from 2018 to 2020. Wildwood Catholic wearing the home black uniforms, blue numbers trimmed in white. St. Augustine Prep wearing the white away uniforms, blue numbers with gray accents. The officials for the game are John Panko, Darren Bossert, and Corey Francis.
What a job done by Wildwood Catholic coach Will Wareham. Only here a few years, he's been able to get this program back to this point. As you mentioned, Brian, last time they were here, it was in the midst of 3 straight conference crowns for the Crusaders. So it seems like all is right with the world with Wildwood Catholic now. As we are underway, St. Augustine Prep will control the opening tip. It's Luke Moransky, and that ball batted out of bounds immediately. But the Prep will keep possession here as the ball was batted by Calvin Kiker.
These teams split their regular season meetings. The game at St. Augustine Prep was bizarre. Wildwood Catholic shut out St. Augustine in the first quarter and ended up losing the game at the end.
That's where Ryan beg your pardon. Ball poked away, Kyle Helfenstein. They get it back though, kick it back out.
Great help
there by Moransky.
Great help by Tayshawn Jackson to shut off that drive by Helfenstein.
Prep, good ball movement here, and that one does not go down for Rory Friel.
Boy, if you're the Prep,
back the other way.
Yeah, sorry, Nick. If you're the Prep, you got to be saying, how did that ball not go in?
Here's Alex Daniel, and they'll get it over to Calvin Kiker.
And St. Augustine has really worked on this matchup zone as the season has gone along. It gave Holy Spirit fits. And we'll see what Wildwood Catholic can do against it. And they turn it over.
It's poked away. It's Moransky. He's going to bat it off a leg. Tried to get a heads-up play. Catholic back with the basketball, though. Here's Jackson. Jackson hop step, lost it, and a foul.
And that's one of those ones, Darren Bossert's a veteran official. I think he leaves that foul go if Jackson doesn't lose the ball. He was kind of forced to call that there.
Jacob Plen called for the foul. The inbound here to Daniel in the corner. Friel's on him. Daniel, hop step, left-handed layup is good. Nice touch by the big man, and Catholic strikes first.
Lethal going to his left, and he got left there.
Purple moving around now. There's Moransky. Little jab step. Over Helfenstein. Helfenstein to the basket. Underhand layup is no good. And the rebound ripped down by Daniel.
And I think if you're the Prep, Nick, you're not unhappy with how this game started. You actually got 2 layup attempts, just neither of them went.
Kiker now going to swing it over to Tayshawn Jackson. They're going to play catch here. About 2 minutes gone in this opening quarter. Crusaders with the lone basket so far. Jackson now left wing, was thinking about it. And the drive now trying to back down the defender. Gets over to Kiker, open for 3. That one's off the mark, and it's going to go out of bounds. And even Kiker knew, not my best shot there.
Not known as a 3-point shooter. He was wide open, and in all honesty, early in the game, that's actually a good shot. You know, maybe he knocks one down and gets some confidence. Obviously, that one was way off.
Here's Moransky, a little bounce pass here. They're going to move it around. 3-ball on the way. That one is no good for Rory Friel. Tipped and out of bounds. It stays with the Hermits. Wildwood Catholic student section on hand this afternoon. Great turnout by the Crusader students. That ball is going to be just shy on another shot from Friel. Try to hit that outside J. And now here comes Catholic.
With the size of Wildwood Catholic School, Nick, that's a very impressive student section for them.
Might be the whole school.
It might have a lot of the school here.
Calvin Kiker now.
Wildwood Catholic is always known as a basketball community. They really support their teams, boys and girls.
Girls made the semifinals as Daniel, an off-balance shot, and there's Riley Powell for the cleanup, but he can't get it to go.
Powell's better off coming down with that and then going back up.
Jacob Plin back the other way, coast to coast, almost travel. Ball gets over the head of Friel, trying to save it.
Great play.
And he got it to Helfenstein. Helfenstein turns around, back over to Moransky, and now the Hermits going to try to settle things down here under 5 minutes to play in the opening quarter. Friel to the free throw line. Moransky open for a right wing 3. Back iron, hits the top of the backboard, and now Jackson comes away with it.
Jackson coming off a terrific semifinal performance.
Calvin
18
Kiker.
points and 7 rebounds. Excuse me, Nick.
McGrath will get it over to Jackson. He'll swing it back over now. Here's McGrath again. Lobbing one here to Jackson and try to get the highlight reel play out of bounds.
That looked like a foul. That looked like a foul here on that play. Jackson jumped in the air, and a St. Augustine Prep defender, I think it was Okie Byron, moved into Jackson's body. That really could have been a foul on that backdoor lob.
Whistle stays silent except for the out of bounds. So here's the Prep once more. Rory Friel, top of the key, into the paint, driving with the right hand, and that will be a foul on the way up. So our first free throw's coming.
I think Wildwood Catholic may feel aggrieved here. You know, that one was let go down the other end. That's a little soft one here. But Friel will go to the line for 2.
Fouls on Riley Powell. First free throw goes down for Rory Friel.
And that's the one thing that Friel does well, Nick. He does get to the free throw line, and he's a good free throw shooter.
Next one on the way, and that one's good. We're tied at 2.
Wildwood Catholic tried to run a secondary break to beat Prep down the floor before they could set their zone up, but the Prep got back well.
Open look for 3 as Jackson can't grab it.
There's one thing about Wildwood Catholic. They are not a great three-point shooting team beyond Ryan McGrath.
Hermits now. You see Luke Moransky trying to guide traffic, getting by Calvin Kiker. Here's Helfenstein, left wing, top of the key. That's Rory Friel for 3, drills it. Prep on top, 5-2. That one's stolen away by Okie Byron. Able to poke it away, going coast to coast. Can't get it. The put back there, no good, but a whistle.
Here's the thing. If you're Wildwood Catholic, you're going to have turnovers once in a while. And Okie Byron lost the ball on the way up. It was a good no call by the officials because he was losing the ball. But if you're Wildwood Catholic, you have to be upset that Jacob Plin beat them to that offensive rebound, and now he gets an opportunity to go to the line.
Tayshawn Jackson hit with the foul. It's his first. It's 2 for Catholic in this quarter so far. As Jacob Plin is going to go 2 of 2 from the line. A 5-point lead for St. Augustine. Calvin Kiker now, guarded by Moransky, swinging it back over to Alex Daniel. And now they're going to try to direct traffic here. A little over 3 minutes to go in the opening quarter. Jackson underneath, one dribble for Powell, and we're going to get a foul.
This will go on Okie Byron reaching in.
That's his first, second team foul for the Hermits. Substitution coming on for the Prep. Jaleel Wingfield will come on in. Inbound pass goes to Jackson. Underhand layup a little too strong, and it was last touched Let's see what happens here. It looked like Friel touched it, and they're going to rule it prep ball. Tough to see from our vantage point, Brian. We are courtside, but we are a little obstructed for that back corner. But now the prep will get the possession back.
So the center official went in and told the lead that he had something else, and the lead decided to change it. Lead must not have felt confident in his call there.
Oki Byron getting it back out to Moransky. Here's Oki Byron kicking it back out, Wakefield. Couple jab steps for him. He's gonna pull for a long two. Oh, what a shot from Jaleel Wakefield. Silky smooth, a 7-point lead for the Hermits.
And they've scored 9 straight.
Powell, the turnaround in the paint, can't get it to go. Oki Byron, the rebound. Catholic trying to get some numbers here, and at the travel, Oki Byron thought he drew contact, but the Crusaders are gonna get the ball back.
That's a great play by Kiker. He got out in front of Oki Byron, kind of reached in and caused him to shuffle his feet. You see it right there.
Calvin Kiker now. Dribbling to his right. Got Alex Daniel top of the key. Finds Jackson, he was open. One dribble, trying to draw some contact, driving in, puts one up, and he got it. I think that's going to be a travel. It is 2:09 to go in this quarter, so Catholic kind of shooting themselves in the foot a little bit.
I think they just need to settle down offensively. They're moving a little too quickly.
Rory Friel with Jackson on him. He's going to pull up for 2. Rory Friel, a great touch. The prep has raced out to an 11-2 lead.
I don't know if Jackson could have defended it better. A great offensive play.
Jackson underneath. Daniel thought about it, trying to get a little closer. Shot is no good, but Powell there to clean things up. So the Crusaders finally get a bucket back. Elfenstein lost it. Did he step out of bounds here? No, they're going to get a foul here on the floor.
So go against Alex Daniel. You know, I thought Daniel was in great position to take an offensive foul there, and instead he kind of backed up with his body and then reached with his arm.
Oki Byron checks out. Jacob Plen is back in for the prep. Outlet pass here to Wakefield, top of the key. Jackson on him. Underneath Friel, the turnaround Jay. He is hot in this first quarter.
Friel with 9 of the 13 for the prep.
Jackson over to Daniel.
Oh, wow, I don't know how Daniel didn't give the ball to Riley Powell there.
That's McGrath for a 3, and a nice answer for Wildwood Catholic.
He's an X factor. If he can make a few of those, it's big for Wildwood Catholic's offense.
Elfenstein got some contact. Moransky to answer with a 3. He rattles it home. St. Augustine prep.
Yeah, that was really close to being a travel on Moransky there.
Both teams moving fast. Powell had one blocked away by Helfenstein. Prep's got numbers the other way. Drawing some contact, no whistle, but Helfenstein got it to go. 18-7 the prep on top, and Wildwood Catholic will call a timeout with 39 seconds to go in this first quarter. It'll be a 30-second timeout here. St. Augustine has raced out to an 11-point lead. Head coach Will Wareham had some words for the official there. Got a lot of contact both ways, but St. Augustine Prep has been firmly in control throughout these first 7+ minutes.
Yeah, and Nick, St. Augustine isn't necessarily known as a team that would light the scoreboard on fire, but to have 18 points with 39 seconds left in the first quarter, that's big for them. And you know, as you mentioned, Friel really off to the hot start, but they also have had 5 different players score already.
We'll see what they do out of the timeout here. It'll be Kiker inbounding the ball on his end. Catholic trying to get back within single digits ahead of the second quarter. There's Alex Daniel. Wakefield behind him. Daniel's going to pull up and shoot. Can't get it to go. And a rebound there for Plen. Wakefield up the court. Wakefield back out to Plen, and they're going to settle it down here with 12 seconds. Roy Friel. Game's leading scorer in this first quarter. He's been hot. Shot here from 3, Helfenstein, no good. Rebound, McGrath has to put one up at the buzzer. This is going to count, no good. And at the end of the first quarter, St. Augustine Prep leads it 18-7 over Wildwood Catholic right here on Cape Atlantic Live.
You are watching high school basketball on Cape Atlantic Live, presented by Ulmer's Appliance Service. We'd like to take this time to acknowledge all of our sponsors this winter season. Thank you for your endless support of high school athletics and all the student athletes in South Jersey. In addition to our live broadcast, be sure to check out our podcast series, Cal One-on-One with Nick Costco. Once again, you're watching high school basketball on Cape Atlantic Live.
Second quarter action here as St. Augustine Prep leads it 18-7. Nick Costco alongside Brian Kniff. This broadcast is presented by Ulmer's Appliance Service. Middle Township, the winners over Holy Spirit in the girls' final, which you can find a replay on our channel. But for right now, Wildwood Catholic just trying to get back into it right now, Brian.
Yeah, 18-7. And, it's interesting. The end of that play, the end of the quarter there, St. Augustine Prep player kind of made a mistake in challenging coming at McGrath. McGrath double pumped when he shot that half-court shot. I wonder if he just went into the arm, if he would have gotten a foul there.
Close call. Would have been 3 free throws. Here's Calvin Kiker. Underneath Daniel. Contact, throws one up. And is that going to count? No, that's an offensive foul.
Oh, that's going to be Alex Daniels' second foul.
First foul of the quarter. Sub coming on for Wildwood Catholic. Joey Wareham coming in.
Sophomore. I think this is a good move here. They need to get... They're putting another shooter on the floor. Joey Wareham is a three-point specialist.
Wakefield going to drive through it. He's got it. Jaleo Wakefield, strength there.
That looked like an offensive foul to me. That was a hook.
Calvin Kiker. With the Crusaders trailing by 13. Catholic needs an answer. Here's Tayshawn Jackson into the paint. Wave it off here, ready to get a foul. And the foul is on the Prep. It's Luke Moransky. It's his first.
That foul actually took an advantage away for Wildwood Catholic there.
Off the inbound, here's Jackson. Jackson over to Wareham. Kiker underneath. This is Powell trying to back down Okie Byron. Can't get it to go. Ball bounces around. Jackson gets it back with the offensive board, and the floater is good. Moransky. Prep trying to move fast. He's along the baseline. He's going to turn around now. Back out to Okie Byron. Here's Wakefield. Jacob Plenn along the right wing. Underneath for Okie Byron. Powell's guarding him. Okie Byron to Moransky in the corner. Kiker sticking with him. Okie Byron. Back out Wakefield. Let's see what the Prep does now on this set. Kicking it out. Jacob Plenn. That's for 3. No good. Tayshawn Jackson back on the floor.
Pretty good defensive set there for Wildwood Catholic.
Jackson, hop step into the paint, puts one up, and it's going to be a travel. Another turnover here for the Crusaders.
Peyton Rosanello checks in, junior guard for Wildwood Catholic.
First action for him this afternoon. Just about 2 minutes gone in this second quarter. Prep well in control. Moransky, a step back 3 here. Off back iron. Nice board by Okie Byron, but we do have a whistle and a foul coming. It is Okie Byron, his second.
Prep bench didn't like that call. John Panko was right there, and he probably saw Okie Byron perhaps with 2 hands in the back.
Rosanello now across the timeline. Here's Joey Wareham. Rosanello Over to Jackson, right wing underneath for Riley Powell. Powell with traffic, can't get it to go. And here's Wakefield. Wareham trying to stick to him. Wakefield with some speed into the corner. That's a 3-ball on the way. It's good.
Joey Peacock, who just came in, senior guard.
So Peacock extends the lead to 14. Largest of the afternoon for the Hermits. Jackson in traffic. Do have a foul. Looks like it's going to be on the floor. It'll be on Jaleel Wakefield. It's his first. That's the third foul for the Prep in this quarter.
Oh, what
down here to McGrath, and he converts immediately.
Wildwood Catholic was trying to call a timeout there, didn't get it.
Spin move there, and it goes down for Kyle Helfenstein, and now Will Wareham will be granted his timeout. 25-11, Prep on top with 5:08 to go in the half. And we're going to get a technical foul on Will Wareham from the Wildwood Catholic bench. It will be a full timeout. So Wareham hit with the technical foul. 5:08 to go in the half. Prep on top by 14. Full timeout.
This broadcast is brought to you by Ulmer's Appliance Service. Ulmer's Appliance Service is a family-owned and operated business serving Cape May County since 1974. It doesn't matter the age of your appliance or if it's electric or gas, they repair them all. If it's broken, they'll fix it. For service, call 609-399-4398. Ulmer's Appliance Service, ready to aid your appliance needs.
25-11, St. Augustine Prep still in control in this second half, or excuse me, in the second quarter.
This is a massive technical foul because Wildwood Catholic was going to have the ball. Now it's 2 free throws for Rory Friel, and then St. Augustine will get the ball. And you know, the exchange between Will Wareham and the official happened right in front of us. Now, he was upset about the timeout not being granted after they scored the basket. But what I don't like about the technical foul, unless something was said that I didn't know, Wareham actually walked away from the official and in frustration punched his own play board. I mean, he's walking away from the official. I think in a game like this, you have to let that go. Again, unless something extra was said that I didn't hear.
Missed there by Friel, but it's kicked back out to Wakefield. A good job by Peacock, and now Helfenstein for the Prep. And we're going to get a timeout. It's only a 30-second timeout, though, from head coach Paul Rodeo. And just going back to that technical foul there, Brian, I think Coach Wareham might have a case there. He did walk away. He punched the clipboard. I mean, we could hear it on our audio as well. And then that's when the technical occurred. So, again, unless we did miss something, that's where it occurred. But it's massive considering the 16-point lead here for the Prep.
Well, and I think what's going to happen here is, and one of the things I did not mention before the game is, one of the things that's really allowed this Prep team to kind of mature and play well at the end of the year here is that in almost every instance, whether it's their 5 starters or even a couple of kids in the rotation, they have 5 players on the floor at almost all times that can handle the ball. And it's not going to surprise me here if the Prep just decides to spread the floor here and make Wildwood Catholic try to chase them. They did it in the second half the other night against Holy Spirit.
Harmer's back with the ball. It's Peacock, and he'll get it over to Wakefield, top of the key, and he traveled. 4:41 to play in the first half. So the Crusaders looking for anything right now in this possession to start cutting into the league.
So the Prep did not spread the floor there. They end up turning the ball over.
Kiker Over to Rosanello. McGrath now. Into the corner. Kiker, that's a three. Yes, sir! Much needed for Wildwood Catholic. I was about to say, Brian, maybe you get McGrath going, but Kiker, a timely three in the corner.
He shot that confidently, which he didn't do on his first attempt.
Elphinstein over to Peacock. Lobbing a pass out to Roy Friel. He's been the Prep's best player so far. Here's Wakefield kicking that. Oh, it's stolen away by Kiker. Up ahead for Tayshawn Jackson. Into some traffic. Can't get it to go, but we got a whistle and a foul coming.
Fouls on Friel. And as we see the replay here, I think that's actually a really good call, Nick. I think that's one of those by the referee, Corey Francis, that if Jackson finishes that, it's a play on. But because he missed it, the contact on the arm, he called the foul after the ball came off the rim. I think that's good officiating there.
Certainly a game of inches when it comes to that basketball. So the first one goes down for Jackson. And the second one does rattle home. That was Friel's first. 14 fouls for St. Augustine Prep in the second quarter. One more than the Catholic Crusaders will be in the bonus.
Run and jump here by Wildwood Catholic.
Elphinstein on top of the key. Now it's Okie Byron. Catholic pressing. Kick to the corner, and we're going to get a foul.
Oh.
And I think we're going to get a foul on Peyton Rosanello. 3:47 to go. That'll be his first. I'll check the replay as well.
Oh, that's an offensive foul. That is flat out an offensive foul there as we look at the replay. I don't know what Rosanello could have done better there. That's an offensive foul.
I think there was some confusion with the scorebook. Some along those lines. We'll press on though. Okie Byron driving to the basket. A nice strong move to lay one in. Prep back up by 13. Here's Jackson. Peyton Rosanello underneath. Turnaround shot from Riley Powell. Rattles in.
Excellent bounce pass from Rosanello.
Kyle
and a good turn and face.
Trying to get to his left. Stumbled. And a foul coming again. They're going to get Tayshawn Jackson. That is his second for the Crusaders. It's the fourth foul for Wildwood Catholic in this quarter. Moransky will inbound it now for the Hermits. Underneath, Okie Byron, one dribble, puts one up, and could not get it to go out of bounds. Stays with St. Augustine Prep as Calvin Kiker tried to go up for the defensive rebound. They'll try it again. Moransky. This is Jacob Plen. Jackson's on him. Elphinstein. Roy Friel. And now Moransky to slow things down a little bit, try to reset under 3 minutes to play in the half. Plen had that one tipped. It's loose. He'll slide.
That should have been
loose.
That should have been a backcourt. That's a backcourt violation. The ball is tipped, and the offensive player is the first to touch it in the backcourt.
I mean, his legs were in the backcourt there. McGrath dove for the basketball. It's a jump ball. So they're going to keep it with the Prep.
That should have been a backcourt violation.
Elphinstein, Moransky, open three. Can't get it to go. And an offensive rebound here, and that one can't go as Plen tried to put it down. It's still loose on the court, and now we're going to get a whistle.
Well, we have a foul here called on Wildwood Catholic on the loose ball.
It's going to be on Kiker. That's his first and the fifth foul for the Crusaders. So now any foul from here on out will certainly send the Prep to the free throw line. So some costly whistles going both ways here. First free throw no good for Friel.
So Wareham for Wildwood Catholic, Wakefield for the Prep back in.
Frio 1 of 2 from the charity stripe. 12-point lead for the Hermits. Here's McGrath on the other end. Pump fakes here. Down underneath to Powell and a whistle. And that one is going to be on the prep. It's Okie Byron. That's his third, Brian. So he's in a bit of foul trouble here at the end of the first half. And now Powell will go to the line and shoot 2. Mide Okie Byron, one of the prep's more physical players. And the Hermits would hate to lose him to foul trouble.
So Peacock will replace Okie Byron. Kiker returns, replacing Jackson.
Powell for his second. He goes 1 of 2. And a rebound here for Friel.
10-point game. You know, a lot has gone against Wildwood Catholic so far, and now you're seeing the prep spread the floor here. But you know, they're only down 10.
Moransky lost the ball, so they go into the backcourt. A dive by Rosanello.
Good hustle by the junior, and he's going to give Wildwood Catholic the ball.
Plen's back in for the prep. Peacock takes a seat. Rosanello to inbound. He's going to get over to Calvin Kiker. He's going to cross the timeline here. A little over 2 minutes to go in the half. Crusaders trying to cut into the lead. That's a 3 ball on the way. A little short for Rosanello, and another rebound for Friel up ahead now. Wakefield. Wakefield coming to the near side, driving into the paint. Left-handed layup. Almost
Not
went
a good
down.
decision.
He tried it. Not enough. They're going to swing it around. 3 ball on the way for Wareham. Long range, and he drains it. Crusaders within 7.
Boy, Wildwood Catholic has not played well at all, and all of a sudden it's a 7-point game.
Helfenstein turning it around, back out to Friel. Now Moransky. Let's see what the Hermits do with less than 90 seconds to go in the half. This looks like we can get away from them, Brian, but as you mentioned, they have battled back despite some whistles and shots not going down. Moransky. Rosanello on him. Helfenstein. Friel. We'll just take it. Oh, my goodness. He answers. Back to a 10-point game.
What a tough shot. And he is a tough shot maker.
Miscommunication here as Kiker fires it out of bounds, and the prep will get the ball back. So we'll see what the Hermits do here. Less than a minute to go. Gotta wonder how long they're gonna hold the ball here.
Wildwood Catholic's in a 2-3 zone here. They're gonna try to trap out of this when it goes to the wings.
Roy Friel in the corner, getting it back out to Wakefield. Now back to Moransky. They're gonna drain some clock here, up by 10.
They have the possession arrow in their favor.
So Friel and Moransky are going to play catch here. 20 seconds. Wareham trying to push. Friel. Back over to Moransky. Down to 10.
If you're Wildwood Catholic, I'd try to prevent Friel from getting it back. He's going to be open in the corner here.
Wakefield.
Good job,
it's
McGrath.
picked off. It's McGrath. He's just going to throw one down court, well short, and we're going to head into halftime. St. Augustine Prep, a 10-point lead, 33-23, but Wildwood Catholic certainly made it interesting down the stretch of that second quarter. We will see how they respond as we get to the third. We'll take a break. Halftime, Prep on top, 33-23 in the Cape Atlantic Final.
All right, back at the half of the Cape Atlantic League Boys Championship game. Brian Kniff with Nick Costco, and we are joined here by former Shawnee coach Joe Kessler, who helped us out at the semifinals, and he's here taking this one in as well at Egg Harbor Township High School. First, Joe, your general thoughts of that first half.
First of all, thanks for having me. It's great. It's a great atmosphere down there. This is the first time I've been to the Cal Championship, and it's really exciting here. First half, I thought, as you saw, St. Augustine just looked great in that first quarter. I didn't think Wildwood Catholic, they kept the ball out on the perimeter, but I think the second quarter, they started flashing, got guys in the middle and open, and we're able to make it a game right now.
We were talking, Joe, Rory Friel for St. Augustine Prep. He is a difficult shot maker, and he really made some tough ones in the first half.
Yeah, he's a very good shooter, beautiful form. He's a good rebounder. He's a tough kid. I really like his game.
14 points in that first half for him. And, I thought, Joe, I didn't think Wildwood Catholic necessarily played poorly, and they kind of chipped away. They did cut it to 7. Now it's a 10-point game at half. And I think there's got to be a message of don't panic here. We're okay.
I agree. I think they just started off slow, got in a big hole, but little by little they're creeping back, and they made a nice run.
Joe, when you look at what Wildwood Catholic has to do in the second half, what was made really difficult for them in that first quarter that they can improve upon going into the third?
I think in the first quarter, they kept the ball on the perimeter. They didn't have guys flashing in the middle. Second quarter, they had guys flashing, and they hit the guy in the middle, and he had either, 8-10-foot jump shot and was able to get in the lane.
Joe, and we talked about this when we did the semifinal, but St. Augustine has really, made its bones with this matchup zone over the last few weeks. It's proven very effective. It's a tough thing to play at this level, but you can see how much they communicate, and obviously they have smart kids out there on the floor that can run this type of a defense.
I agree. The matchup zone, especially at the high school level, is very tough to go against. But I think a lot of teams they see a matchup zone and they treat it like a zone. And my experience at Shawnee, we always treated a matchup zone like a man-to-man, and we have guys cutting, moving, and not standing still like a normal zone offense.
How important do you think these first 3 minutes of the second half are to either team, really?
Very important. I think if St. Augustine gets in a little run early, they could blow it open, really deflate Wildwood Catholic. And on the other hand, if Wildwood Catholic scores first couple points, then it's going to be a real good game.
When you talk about what Wildwood Catholic needs to do in that second half, is it threes? Is it just getting a couple buckets and getting the confidence back? How do you get the consistency going, especially in those first 3-4 minutes?
I think they have to work inside out. I think they got to get the ball inside like they did in that second quarter, and then once St. Augustine, if they don't collapse, they're going to have it's one-on-one inside. If they do collapse, that's when they can kick out and hit some open shots.
Joe, this is the league in the Cape Atlantic League. We talked about this at the top. No dominant team. You have a 5 seed and a 6 seed here, and this truly goes to show that what you do for the first 75% of the season, even though it can set you up real well, it almost doesn't matter. You got to be playing your best basketball as you hit mid-February and beyond.
That's exactly right, and especially with the state tournament coming on next week, both teams seem like they're repping and gearing up for the playoffs, and it's a good time to peak.
Joe Kessler, former Shawnee coach, we appreciate you coming on at half and enjoy the second half as St. Augustine Prep has this 10-point lead.
Great, thanks for having me.
You got it. All right, Joe Kessler, we thank him for coming on as always, and we should have hopefully a very good second half. I thought Wildwood Catholic kind of settled the game down a little bit. It almost looked like it was going to get away from them. And then even though they trailed by 10, I think they did a nice job of staying, within reach through the first 16 minutes.
Yeah, without a doubt, Brian. So we're going to see how, as Joe alluded to, can Wildwood Catholic get things going in those first 3+ minutes of the third quarter to make this a single-digit ball game.
And I think we had
I was about to mention, I think they actually adjusted the score, so it is an 11-point lead for the Prep. I believe they only were up by 10 going into the half, so they had some sort of score adjustment.
The officials spent a long time here at the scorer's table before they went in for halftime, and the score has been changed, so a point has been taken off the board for Wildwood Catholic, so it's now an 11-point game at 33-22.
We'll see if we can get an explanation 3.5 minutes away from the second half on Cape Atlantic Live.
We'd like to take this time to acknowledge all of our sponsors this winter season. Thank you for your endless support of high school athletics and all the student athletes in South Jersey.
Second half time here at Egg Harbor Township High School. Nick Costco alongside at Brian Kniff. This broadcast is being presented by Ulmer's Appliance Service. A 33-22 lead for St. Augustine at the half. It'll be a white ball, so they'll have the ball to a chance to extend their lead to open up this third quarter here in our Cape Atlantic League final.
So the word that we got on the score, Nick, is that there was a point inadvertently put up on the board in Wildwood Catholic's favor. So when they counted everything up on the score sheets, the official won, even Wildwood Catholics won, and the Preps won. They all had Wildwood Catholic with 22, so it's been fixed.
There's our explanation as Moransky will get the ball here in the corner. He's going to dribble it back out. Jacob Plin. Oki Byron now top of the key. Direct a little traffic, and he'll get it back over to Luke Moransky.
And remember, Daniel had to sit a lot of that first half after picking up his second foul.
Underneath for Friel, and he converts, and Rory Friel, he's just been that good all day, and that was a great pass as well.
Well, it was a great set for St. Augustine Prep to free Friel, cutting across the middle of the lane there, or the top of the lane there.
Calvin Kiker, Moransky on him. Going to his right, there's Alex Daniel, who we just mentioned. He stumbled. Riley Powell, one dribble, the turnaround shot is good.
They got to get him going. He's got an advantage down there with his size and the fact that he's left-handed.
Oki Byron, an open Helfenstein in the corner, driving baseline, stumbled, gets Jacob Plen, turning it around, somehow keeping the ball for the moment. It's McGrath with the interception, and now Catholic can cut it to a single-digit game.
You got to get the ball inside the Pal.
Alex Daniel, hop step, back out to Jackson. Powell was the intended target. Bodies hit the floor, and we're getting the foul.
Jackson was tripped by Helfenstein, who dove for that loose ball.
Helfenstein's first.
Kind of a violent collision, but certainly no ill will there.
They're going to blow the whistle for that one. Jackson gets out to Kiker as the Crusaders try to reset things. Now they cut it to a 7-point margin late in that second quarter. Here's Daniel. He'll take a three. A little too strong, and now Oki Byron bringing it down. Kyle Helfenstein with Daniel on him. In the corner for Plen. McGrath following. Oki Byron. That's Plen. Three, no good. And Daniel pulls down the miss. Jackson. Crusaders trying to move fast. Tayshawn Jackson, coast to coast. Oh, yes. Back to single digits.
Excellent use of changing speeds on the dribble. He almost lulled the St. Augustine Prep defense to sleep, almost looking like he was going to pull it up, and then he hit a little extra gear and got to the rim.
Here's Moransky now. Helfenstein. He's doubled here as Jackson and Daniel are following him as he manages to get around. Off-balance shot blocked away out of bounds. I believe it's saying down there with St. Augustine.
Jaden Hollingshead steps in for the first time for the Prep, number 5.
See what he does with these minutes in the third quarter. A long pass here, Moransky. McGrath sticking to him. Catholic is within striking distance here. They're only down by 9. But they're going to need a few more stops here. Make this tight. Moransky, top of the key. Over to Oki Byron. Moransky, straight on three. Yes! The Hermits back up by double digits again. A timely three by Luke Moransky.
His second three, he's got 6 points. This is the thing, too. You can't, Wildwood Catholic has the advantage inside with Powell. You can't be trading 2s for 3s. They have to defend the three-point line better, Wildwood Catholic, when you're down double digits here.
Daniel lobbing one for Powell. Whistle. Wave off this shot.
I'm not sure I like that call.
That's Helfenstein's second team foul of the quarter.
I just think you allow Powell to play his advantage. He's got the ball deep in the post. It's a simple turn and finish. You actually punish Wildwood Catholic by blowing that whistle. A 5-second violation. Wildwood Catholic could not get it in.
We did. I was waiting to see if we were going to get a timeout there, but Kiker just couldn't find anybody. Here's the turnover. And now Moransky trying to settle things down for the Prep as they're up by 12, looking to really put their foot on the gas here. We talked about those opening 3 to 4 minutes of this quarter. The St. Augustine Prep Hermits have certainly taken advantage. Catholic unable to really get into this lead. Here's Wakefield. Tripped there for the moment, just lobbing one up, no good. Powell pulling down a tough board. And now Kiker fast the other way. Kiker driving, contact, put it up, got it, and the foul.
I don't know if Kiker was in great control here, but Wakefield definitely bumped him, and Kiker did the right thing, just throwing the ball up, and it went in. And he can cut it to a 9-point game if he makes this free throw.
Sometimes the soft touch works. Substitution coming on for the Hermits. It's Plen. Wakefield will take a seat. And now Oki Byron's coming back in. And Hollingshead will take a seat. Halfway through the third. Kiker for the three-point play, the old-fashioned way. Down it goes. Kyle Helfenstein up the floor. He's doubled here and almost
Traveling
lost it. He
violation.
traveled.
Good call by the official. Kiker tipped it away. Helfenstein grabbed it, but then his knee touched the floor. That's a travel.
Could be a big opportunity now for the Crusaders, forcing the turnover. Kiker. Jackson now underneath Daniel. One dribble, putting one up. Can't get it to go. The putback is good. Riley Powell.
Timeout, St. Augustine.
Crusaders are back within 7. And the 30-second timeout. 3:32 to play in this third quarter. So, Brian, we saw this in the second quarter. Hermits were up big. Crusaders cut it to 7 points, and here we are again.
So, yeah, this is, this might be one of those things. Teams make runs. Paul Rodeo, he's been through this thousands of times before.
Can't tell you how many times.
And this will be about let's run a really good set here and get a really good look at the basket. But if you're Wildwood Catholic down 11 at halftime, you just wanted to keep it within striking distance and get back in the game and give yourself a chance late. And right now, they're chipping away. You can't get all those points back at once. And right now, they're doing a good job. And now, I'm sure during that timeout, you're down 7. This is all about getting stops. Getting stops, getting stops, getting stops.
Moransky over to Helfenstein. Here's Jacob Plen. Trying to lob one. It was tipped around, stolen away. It's Riley Powell with the basketball. Now Daniels will get over to Kiker.
Tipped away by McGrath. Plen needed the ball fake before throwing that entry pass.
Everyone was involved there. Here's Kiker now. Underneath Powell. Near the free throw line. Step back Jay. A little too strong. Good rebound by Oki Byers. He hits the deck.
That's a little impatient there for Wildwood Catholic. That's not the best shot for the Crusaders there.
Plen moving around. Trying to get some help. He gets over to Helfenstein instead. And now Moransky. Under 3 minutes to play in the third quarter. Plen to the baseline, kicking it back out. Good passing by the Hermits. Helfenstein to the basket. No good, but a foul on the way up. And that one to Catholic. It'll be on Calvin Kiker, his second team foul for the Crusaders in this quarter. Actually, first. The scoreboard was finally ahead of me. That one's in and out.
Peacock and Hollingshead come back in for the prep.
So they won't make it double digits with this free throw, but Helfenstein does go 1 of 2 from the line. Back to an 8-point lead. McGrath left wing. Jackson underneath for Daniel, couple dribbles. Good feed to Riley Powell, who converts. Crusaders are within 6.
There's no better passing big man in the Cape Atlantic League than Alex Daniel, and he threaded a beautiful one there to Riley Powell.
Moransky. Jackson following him. See what Helfenstein can do into the paint. Kicks it back out. Moransky, that's a 3 ball from the corner. Short. Offensive ball by Peacock, blocked away by McGrath.
Terrific play by McGrath. Here's Wildwood Catholic on the run.
Jackson the other way, puts it up. He's got it. And the Crusaders are back within 4.
That is a great move by Jackson. He got into Helfenstein's body to create space without committing an offensive foul. And now all of a sudden we've got a 4-point game.
Getting tight inside Egg Harbor Township High School. Moransky to Helfenstein will handle to Roy Friel. He's been quiet in this third quarter.
Wildwood Catholic's made a switch. They're using Calvin Kiker, who's giving up probably 6 or 7 inches to guard Rory Friel. And I'm surprised the prep's not running some stuff to get him the ball in the post. They did try on that one a couple possessions ago, but McGrath came up with that steal.
Jackson sticking with Moransky out to Helfenstein on the left wing, trying to drive.
It's an offensive foul.
It's going to be a foul on the floor.
This will go against Alex Daniel.
And again, he's been good in this third quarter, Brian. That's his 3rd foul of the ball game. Okie Byron back in for the prep.
Yeah,
now
now that I think about that, the offensive player may have just gotten around the head and shoulders, or around the chest of Daniel.
Three-pointer in traffic is no good. And a rebound here for Kiker. Roy Friel couldn't convert. Under a minute to go, third quarter. Jackson will get it back out to Kiker.
Wildwood Catholic actually has the possession arrow in their favor. They can actually hold for one if they wanted to.
Underneath Daniel. Got to be careful with those 3 fouls. Trying to
Great
draw some
up
contact, and he can't get it to go. A rebound there from Peacock.
Now the prep can hold for one.
It's only a 4-point game. Helfenstein with Daniel following him. Back out to Moransky. Under 30 seconds to play in the third. Moransky had it poked, and that will be a foul.
Wildwood Catholic had 2 fouls to give.
That's Jackson's third. So now 2 guys in foul trouble, Brian. Alex Daniel and Tayshawn Jackson have both been key in this third quarter.
Yeah, I don't know if you wanted Jackson to commit that foul to give. Chris Papagiorgio for the first time, and Peyton Rosanello returning for Wildwood Catholic.
Want to keep your 2 guys out of foul trouble here, so wisely done by Will Wareham.
2 junior guards, and these are a couple of quicker kids, too.
Wakefield inbounds to Moransky. 20 seconds to go. See if they hold for the final shot here. Moransky taking his time. Getting some help. Pulling up for a 3. Too strong. Rebound Kiker. He's got 5. Kiker moving fast. 3 seconds. Corner. McGrath. 3. No good. And that'll bring us to the end of the third quarter. It was a good look at it. So 8 minutes to go. Wildwood Catholic battling back once again. They trail 39-35. Head to the fourth on Cape Atlantic Live.
You are watching high school basketball on Cape Atlantic Live, presented by Ulmer's Appliance Service. We'd like to take this to acknowledge all of our sponsors this winter season. Thank you for your endless support of high school athletics and all the student athletes in South Jersey. In addition to our live broadcast, be sure to check out our podcast series, Cal One-on-One with Nick Costco. Once again, you're watching high school basketball on Cape Atlantic Live.
Fourth quarter time inside Egg Harbor Township High School. Nick Costco alongside Brian Kniff. Broadcast is being produced by Ulmer's Appliance Service. A 39-35 lead for the St. Augustine Prep Hermits. And I'll tell you what, Brian, they led by 11 at halftime, but Wildwood Catholic, some timely baskets, good defense. They battled back. We got ourselves a ball game with 1 quarter to go.
So they win the third quarter 13-6. They held St. Augustine to just 2 field goals in the period. And Wildwood Catholic will have the ball. Man, if that 3 had gone down right before the buzzer by McGrath, the Wildwood Catholic faithful in here would have exploded. But it was just short, and now the Crusaders have it. They start the fourth, still down 4.
Got to be aware in the fourth quarter here. 3 fouls apiece for Tayshawn Jackson and Alex Daniel on the Crusaders' end of things. Here's Ryan McGrath. Okie Byron's on him.
Ooh. Kind of a loose pass there.
Underneath, Daniel just lost the handle, and it was last touched by him. He just lost it. He thought it might have been poked away, but it will be Hermit ball.
Great set by Wildwood Catholic. Daniel was turning to his left for what would have been a layup attempt, and he loses it out of bounds.
Moransky, guarded by Jackson. Found Helfenstein open. Going to drive to his left, kicking it out to Peacock, and we're going to get a whistle. Contact, it's an offensive foul as McGrath hit the deck. And that's for Helfenstein, Brian. That's his third.
Helfenstein has a tendency to do that, and that's where, what you need to do there is jump stop in front of that helping defender and kick that pass, rather than making that pass after jumping and going into the air. Jumping forward and going into the air.
Early stages of the fourth quarter. Calvin Kiker over to Ryan McGrath, pulling up for a 3. Can't get it to go. Loose on the court, and it's Okie Byron pulling down the board. Good look from McGrath, just a little off though. Helfenstein, guarded by Daniel. Back over Peacock, corner here from Moransky. Trying to go baseline here, he's walled off. B-Day Oki Byron driving, kicking it back out. Peacock. Now it's Rory Friel for three. In and out. And the putback is there for Joe Peacock. Prep back up by 6.
Big basket for Peacock. That three halfway down and out. With the senior guard there to clean it up for the Hermits.
Jackson over to Kiker. Driving, floating, no good. Jackson got the miss. And we're going to get a foul.
Oh, Jackson did a great job because Moransky was reaching in to try to tie him up, and Jackson kept the ball active, causing Moransky to grab his arm.
It's Moransky's second team foul of the quarter for the Prep as well. Peyton Rosanello is back in. McGrath will take a seat. Got to think Wildwood Catholic wants to try to get McGrath going at some point in this fourth quarter for a timely three. Here's Rosanello. Now it's Daniel.
Oh, terrific entry pass.
And he's going to convert it with the left hand.
Daniel threw that to the only place he could, and Powell picked it up and laid it in.
Crusaders within 4. Oki Byron in the corner. Powell's watching him. Here's Peacock. Elfenstein through traffic. Great move to the basket. Couldn't convert. Rebound Powell. And we're going to whistle and another foul coming on the Hermits. That's Rory Friel. It's only his second.
Wow, and Friel's got to be careful. He did a pretty big hand wave at the official after that whistle. And, you know, I've seen that called a technical foul.
Calvin Kiker, top of the key. Here's Peyton Rosanello. Good bounce pass again. Everyone's around Powell, though. Kiker driving, puts it up. Oh, and he couldn't get it to go. It was a good look.
A little too much spin.
And we're going to get a timeout from the Prep. I believe this is going to be a full timeout here. It will be a full timeout. Prep up at 4 on Cape Atlantic Live.
We'd like to take this time to acknowledge all of our sponsors this winter season. Thank you for your endless support of high school athletics and all the student athletes in South Jersey.
Five and a half minutes to play in this ball game. St. Augustine Prep leads it 41-37 in our Cape Atlantic League final right here at Egg Harbor Township. Prep was just in this game just a couple of years ago, back in the 2023 edition. It was a tight loss to Egg Harbor Township. Last year's edition, Middle Township over Mainland. So you have to go back to the 2020 game when Wildwood Catholic was last in it and they were champions for the 3rd year in a row. Oki Byron with the basketball. Here's Joe Peacock. Lost the handle. It's Rosanello diving for it. Who's going to get possession here? We're going to get a jump ball. And this should be in favor of the Crusaders with 5:19 to play. Something's been pointed out to us, Brian, about Coach Wareham's technical foul. There seems to be some questions whether he is actually allowed to stand for the second half. What can you say about that?
Well, the head coach gets a technical foul. He's supposed to be sitting, but they're allowing him to stand. There's really not much more I can say about that. But
hey, I wasn't questioning it. Oki Byron with the basketball. Guarded by Powell. Here's Peacock. Double teamed here. Trying to get rid of it. It's poked. And did we get a foul? I think the Prep was trying to call a timeout. We might get a foul here. I think it's coming on the Catholic. And it is. Riley Powell, it's his second. That's the first foul for the Crusaders in this quarter. Inbound for Helfenstein, got Peacock, Rosanello on him, trying to poke it away.
Wildwood Catholic got a great trap set there that they ended up reaching.
Mideoki Byron driving into the paint, had an open look. A pump fake there. I don't know why Helfenstein didn't shoot that. He might have been hesitating there.
Because he's not a three-point shot. It's an offensive foul. Good call. Friel pushed off on the fronting defender.
That's Friel's third.
That's a great job by Calvin Kiker getting low in front of Friel. That's an easy call as we look at the replay.
Tayshawn Jackson with the Crusaders down by 4. Peyton Rosanello will get it back out to him. They're going to swing it back over to Kiker.
That's a hole. The Friel's going to pick up another one here.
Rory Friel, his 4th foul.
That's the 5th team foul. This is 2 shots now for Wildwood Catholic.
They have added up in the 4th quarter. Riley Powell's going to go to the free throw line to shoot 2. Guys in foul trouble right now, Brian, for the Prep. Friel has 4, Oki, Byron, and Helfenstein each have 3.
Powell's now 2 for 3 at the line. He's been one of their best foul shooters all year. He came into this game shooting about 78% from the line.
About halfway through this final frame, Powell's second free throw is also no good. So the Prep catches a break.
That's a big, big sequence there.
Moransky. Jackson on him. Mideoki Byron officially halfway through the 4th quarter. He's got to drive to the basket. Strong move. He can't finish, though. And Powell rips down the board.
That is a big-time rebound by Powell. And unfortunate for the Prep, is a terrific move by Oki Byron. Just didn't get the roll there.
Kiker. Rosanello. What do the Crusaders have in store here? Here's Alex Daniel. Jackson into the paint, driving left hand, can't get it to go. And now the Prep back the other way.
I thought Jackson should have kicked that ball to Rosanello. He was open for 3.
Moransky on the baseline, hop step, and we're gonna get a foul here.
That's gonna be on Daniel. That's gonna be his 4th.
So he's the one in biggest foul trouble for the Crusaders. Jackson has 3. But one more for Daniel, and he's done. Ryan McGrath is going to check back in, and Alex Daniel checks out. Plent's coming in for the Prep, and Peacock takes a seat. Moransky underneath, Friel puts one up. There's a foul. Couldn't get it to go. This one's going to be on Catholic. That one's on Riley Powell. That's his 3rd.
Good inbound play by the Prep. They got Friel going toward the basket there, and you see Powell reaching down. He would have been better off trying to wall up and going and putting his hands straight up.
First one's good for Friel. Back to a 5-point game. This is a big free throw here, Brian, because if he can make it to a 6-point game, and I know it's still 2 scores, but for the 3-point shooting for the Catholic Crusaders, obviously it hasn't really been going down much this afternoon. Friel goes 2 of 2 from the charity stripe. Peacock's back on, and Friel checks out. Remember, he's got 4 fouls. And now a timeout here for Wildwood Catholic as Kiker calls it with 3:15 to play. And we get a full timeout. 6-point lead for the Hermits here on Cape Atlantic Live.
This broadcast is brought to you by Ulmer's Appliance Service. Ulmer's Appliance Service is a family-owned and operated business serving Cape May County since 1974. It doesn't matter the age of your appliance or if it's electric or gas, they repair them all. If it's broken, they'll fix it. For service, call 609-399-4398. Ulmer's Appliance Service, ready to aid your appliance needs.
Out of the timeout here, 6-point lead for St. Augustine Prep. Wildwood Catholic has battled back. They've trailed by as much as 11 today. They've gone on a couple runs here, but it just seems like when they're this close, Brian, they're just looking for that next basket to really make this really tight and to put all the pressure back on the Hermits.
Yeah, this is a critical possession here for Wildwood Catholic. Down 6, 3:15 to go. I believe St. Augustine was up by as many as 13 in the first half. They had cut this lead to 4 a little bit ago. Friel with the 2 free throws on the last possession for the Prep. And now it's Wildwood Catholic trailing by 6.
Kiker off the inbound. All on the right wing. Alex Daniel. Kicking it out to Jackson. Underneath, and that pass is picked off. Tipped by Oki Byron, and Helfenstein corrals it. And now Moransky will take it up, and we are going to get a timeout. I think we get another full timeout here.
Yeah, the Prep wanted to get Friel into the game there, and they called the timeout to sub him in.
And we're looking at this, Brian, with 4 fouls, and again, it's pretty much do or die at this point, of course, regardless if you're winning or losing. So Roy Friel with the 4 fouls, I got to imagine at this point, if he fouls out, especially with this amount of time.
Well, but he's coming into the game for offense. If they get an opportunity to sub him out when they go on defense, they will. There's no question about that. And I believe you're going to see St. Augustine as you see their head coach, Paul Rodeo, discussing strategy with his team. I believe they're going to come out of this timeout and really spread the floor here and make Wildwood Catholic try to chase them, and with the idea of either getting fouled or getting some kind of a layup opportunity at the rim.
Is there also a scenario where you see, again, for offensive purposes, do you try to get Roy Friel open on an island for 3 here?
No, not when you're up 6. You're up 6 with 3 minutes to go. I don't think you're looking to take any 3-point shot at this juncture. I would expect them to spread the floor and try to make Wildwood Catholic chase.
Less than 3 minutes to go. One of these teams is going to return to Cape Atlantic League supremacy. 2-story programs in this tournament. As we alluded to before, Prep was just back here a couple years ago. Catholic, first appearance is 2020, and now it's when they were on the tail end of winning 3 in a row. Moransky trying to get by. Riley Powell has to throw it up, and it's picked off. Tayshawn Jackson. Catholic trying to steal possession here. Throws one up and cannot get it to go. There is contact and a foul here.
They said no shot, but it doesn't matter because Jackson's going to get 2 shots anyway because it's the bonus.
That's Helfenstein. That's his 4th for the Prep. That's now 2 players for the Hermits with 4 fouls. Friel and Helfenstein as Jackson goes to the line to shoot 2.
Jackson came up a little gimpy there.
Took a hard fall. Awkward step, too. First one is in and out, no good.
The one thing you can say about Wildwood Catholic as a team, they are not a good free throw shooting team overall. And it's hurt them in some close games.
Second one's no good, 0 of 2. That's the second time this afternoon, Brian, we've seen an 0 for 2 trip.
Well, second time in this quarter. They're 0 for 4 in the 4th quarter from the line.
Helfenstein up the way for the Hermits, and you see the Crusaders are just pressing harder and harder here, trying to get their defenders to follow the ball, and a foul here. Riley Powell, that's his 4th. So him and Daniel both with 4 apiece, and that's the 4th team foul. So they did have that foul to give, but again, one of your best players right there, arguably your best player, that's now his 4th foul.
But they need him on the court for his length and athleticism defensively. You're gonna have to roll the dice here.
Trying to double Helfenstein here, almost lost it. Kicking it back out here is Moransky. Moransky got over to Helfenstein. Helfenstein driving, splitting the defense. Got over to Plen, got it blocked away. It's loose, and the Prep ends up with the basketball.
Daniel just tried to save it in. That was a great play by Daniel. It was just unfortunate for Wildwood Catholic.
Friel out to Helfenstein. Less than 2 minutes to play. Moransky to his right. Turning, and he hits it off Jackson, and I believe that go out of bounds. Nope, we're going to get a timeout from head coach Paul Rodeo. And another full timeout, 1:46 to play. St. Augustine Prep leads this one by 6 on Cape Atlantic Live.
You are watching high school basketball on Cape Atlantic Live, presented by Ulmer's Appliance Service. We'd like to take this time to acknowledge all of our sponsors this winter season. Thank you for your endless support of high school athletics and all the student athletes in South Jersey. In addition to our live broadcast, be sure to check out our podcast series, Cal One-on-One with Nick Costco. Once again, you're watching high school basketball on Cape Atlantic Live.
43-37 Prep on top. Brian, when you look at what the Crusaders can do here in this final stage of the game, not much time left. It's only a 6-point game. It's only 2 scores, but what can the Crusaders do here to ensure that they are going to be down to the wire here, maybe on the final possession?
Well, you're going to try to trap maybe a couple times here off this inbound if you don't steal the inbound, and then you're going to get to the point where you're going to have to foul and put them to the line. So you're going to have to try to identify who you think are the weaker free throw shooters on the floor.
Guys who can't afford a foul for the Catholic Crusaders are Powell and Daniel.
Steal by Daniel.
Here comes Alex Daniel the other way, taking it home. He's got it, and the Crusaders are back within 4. A timeout here from Will Wareham and company. Exactly what they need at the right time right there, Brian.
Yeah, and Plen made a mistake. He was up against the 5-second violation there, and you don't want to throw that ball back toward your defensive basket, and you gave him the fast break. Should have probably tried to throw the ball to someone toward his own basket, his own offensive basket.
That was clutched by Alex Daniel. The steal, took it home with the left hand. So this is as close as the Crusaders have been, I believe, since the first quarter.
Well, no, they were down 4 earlier in this fourth quarter, and actually had the ball a couple of times, but they haven't been any closer than this.
This has been their bugaboo this afternoon. Can they close the gap further? Still got time here. 1:40 to go as Helfenstein will inbound it to Friel. Back over to Helfenstein. Looks like Catholics trying to foul here. They will. That's Jackson. He'll get the foul there. That's his 4th. So now that's 3 players for the Crusaders with 4 fouls apiece. Both teams are at 5 apiece. So now every foul will send the opposite to the line. Helfenstein's first. In and out, no good.
He's 1 for 3 at the line.
That could be a big miss because the difference right now between a 5- and 6-point game, obviously with a 6-point game, you're chipping away or hitting a couple threes. With a 5-point lead,
right?
Wildwood Catholic can afford a basket.
McGrath and Wareham, their best 2 3-point shooters into the game for Wildwood Catholic.
Helfenstein nails the second. Sub coming on for the Hermits. Helfenstein comes out. Peacock is back in. And as you allude to, Brian, McGrath and Wareham on the court. They're sharpshooters. Gotta think they're gonna try to get a look here. Down by 5.
St. Augustine is now in straight man-to-man.
Under 90
Elevator
seconds.
Screen here for Wareham.
Wareham to his left. Pivoting. Alex Daniel trying to set something up here.
You still can get stuff going toward the basket here.
Wareham 3 is blocked by Plen. Whistle.
Oh, and Friel is whistled for a foul there on the rebound. And this is going to send Powell to the line.
What's even bigger, Brian, Roy Friel has fouled out of the game. That's number 5. And now Riley Powell's going to shoot 2.
So
I'm unsure of the confusion now. Looks like I think they're trying to confirm that he did foul out of the ball game.
They give him, he's got 20 seconds to make a sub, but what I don't know, yeah, okay, so Helfenstein's at the table. Now delay a game, this is the right call. Delay a game warning has been issued against St. Augustine.
So we'll try to clean all that up. Riley Powell can cut into this lead, and as we alluded to, Brian, they haven't been able to get closer within 4. He can make it a 3-point game if he nails both here, but this has also been a bugaboo for Wildwood Catholic as Powell does nail the first. More subs about to come back in for the Crusaders. Wareham comes out, so does McGrath. Kiker and Rosanella are back in.
This to make it a one-possession game. And it would be the closest Catholic's been since the first quarter. Wow, in and out.
Elphinstein the rebound. Trap down here. Mideoki Byron. Powell following him. Throwing up ahead. Plen. There was contact, no whistle. Plen lost the ball, and now we're going to get a whistle. And I believe this was going to be a foul on Catholic, though. It is. That'll be Peyton Rosanello, his second. So the Hermits will shoot 2.
Plen is 2 for 2 at the line so far. You know, in a game that they're trailing by 4, make it 5. Wildwood Catholic is 1 for 6 from the line in this quarter.
McGrath and Wareham are back in. Offense for defense here. I beg your pardon, defense for offense. Coming out. Plen misses the second, and a rebound by Jackson. It's a 5-point game. Minute to go. Alex Daniel.
You have to be patient here. You don't have to rush.
Daniel, Oki Byron on him. He stayed in, kicks it back out. Jackson, 3-ball. Yes! The Crusaders have cut it to a 2-point game. 45 seconds. Elphinstein is fouled by McGrath. That's on McGrath's first, so definitely the guy you want to commit a foul there, but it'll send the Prep to the line.
Wildwood Catholic has a timeout left. I'm surprised they didn't take it after that made 3. Just to get your better defensive personnel on the floor.
Elphinstein, the all-important first one goes down. It's a 3-point lead. I believe the Prep are out of timeouts as well.
Oh, well, Catholic has 1. Prep has none. You're right.
Elphinstein.
Short.
Can't make it. It's up for grabs. A rebound for Riley Powell. Wildwood Catholic can tie with a 3. Daniel just got fouled. Wow. That one's on Plen.
Not a good foul there.
The old foul up 3 method?
Not with 34 seconds left.
Alex Daniel will go to the line. That was only the second foul for Plen. Daniel, first one goes down.
This is his first trip to the line. Wildwood Catholic able to get their defensive personnel in without having to take a timeout. That's where that foul really hurts as well.
Daniel's second is good. It's a 1-point game. Moransky's fouled immediately by Kiker. That's his third.
That's not a good foul. Got plenty of time left. I would have tried to go gamble for a turnover. Maybe for a few seconds there.
Moransky from the line. Got the first. The all-important first one. McGrath and Wareham coming back in. Kiker and Rosanello checking out. This is a huge free throw here from Moransky. On the way. It's good. It rattled in. So Catholic can tie with a 3. Once again, same scenario. Less time, though. Less than 30 seconds. Daniel almost lost it.
Still go to the basket.
Puts it up to the basket. Got it to go down.
Can't
20
believe Wildwood
seconds.
Catholic didn't take a timeout there.
Moransky trying to get away. Gambling for a steal. Helfenstein up the floor. He's checked by Jackson. And Tayshawn Jackson, that's going to be his 5th foul, which means he is done for the afternoon. 12.8 seconds to go. Elphinstein's going to go to the line.
And Jackson has fouled out. So they have 20 seconds to replace him. So Rosanello will come in.
Coming down to the wire here in Egg Harbor Township. 2 more all-important free throws for the Hermits, and now Kyle Helfenstein will go to the charity stripe.
Still can't believe Wildwood Catholic didn't take a timeout there after that made basket.
Got the first. Kiker's back in. Wareham's out. McGrath's in. I beg your pardon, he was in. He's just going up the floor now. Helfenstein on the way. It's good. Catholic needs a 3 to tie. Alex Daniel with 10 seconds. And here's a timeout. 8.4 to go. The Crusaders down by 3. I got to imagine this is the scenario now, Brian. You got to set up for a 3-pointer. You got to go for the tie here.
Well, and I think you're going to have to do it rather quickly. Because you're in a situation here now with 8.4 seconds left, and you don't have a timeout left now. The prep should probably come and foul you. And then you're going to be forced to foul.
Is this
I just thought that after Alex Daniels' basket, with whatever that was, 20 seconds left, Wildwood Catholic should have called that timeout, but they didn't.
You mentioned the fouling up 3 at this point. I mean, it might be more difficult because maybe the prep's expecting this, but if you're inbounding the basketball, if you're the Crusaders, I got to imagine all inbounds get it to somebody beyond the arc and maybe just hope you get fouled in the act of shooting, if anything.
They have 2 3-point shooters in the game, and I would imagine you're going to try to run something where you're going to run a player from the opposite baseline to the corner, which would be probably McGrath. And then you're going to run maybe some kind of a screen to free Wareham, flaring toward the top of the key or toward the basketball on this left wing. But again, St. Augustine may be in a position where they can foul right away off the inbound.
That old foul up 3 method, it would send the Crusaders to the line just to shoot 2.
Prepping straight man-to-man here. Here we go.
Rosanello, the inbound.
They get it to Daniel.
Daniel, a pump fake. He's going to take it. It's short. Moransky has it. He is fouled by Rosanello.
And Nick. Wildwood Catholic is asking for a technical foul because Luke Moransky slammed the ball.
Rosanello gets called for the foul. That's his third. With 2.2 to go, Moransky can basically ice this game with 1 free throw here.
And that shot by Daniel, I don't believe was a 3-point attempt anyway.
I think you're right, Brian. I believe that left foot might have come across the line, so even if it went down, it wouldn't have tied the game. So Moransky hits the first one. On to the second. He's got it. Up by 5. And St. Augustine Prep has returned to the top of the Cape Atlantic League Mountain. They defeat Wildwood Catholic 52-47. They are your 2025 conference champs.
And what a run by St. Augustine Prep through this tournament.
A 6th seed this year, St. Augustine Prep. Paul Rodeo. Another win to his resume, well over 1,000. You got to imagine, Brian, this is one of his better coaching jobs, especially with this team just hovering above 500 this year. They're now 16-12. They'll focus on the state playoffs, but right now they can bask in the glow of yet another Cape Atlantic League title.
Yeah, to go for them to, do what they've done in this tournament. They are 16-12. To have a 12-loss team win the tournament is incredible, and it really says a lot to what they've done over the last 3 weeks to a month to improve their basketball team.
So we'll sing the praises of St. Augustine Prep momentarily, but what can you say about this job from the Wildwood Catholic Crusaders? A 5th seed this year, Brian. They're going to be 18-8 going into the state playoffs. Overall, a great job done by Will Wareham and crew.
Well, the shame of it is Wildwood Catholic just wasn't ready to play at the start of the game. You know, they found themselves down 13, I believe, early second quarter. They played really well from that point on, and they just could not get over the hump. And they just, the Prep just kind of punched them in the mouth early with a big haymaker. And, Wildwood Catholic's jabs the rest of the way weren't enough to get them over the hump there. And 18 points for Rory Friel.
And that was after fouling out with a couple minutes to go in that fourth quarter.
Yes.
Number 0, Alex Daniel.
So they're going to honor the runner-ups this year, Wildwood Catholic. A tough loss for the Crusaders, a valiant comeback effort. They were down by as much as 13. They pulled within a point and just couldn't seal the deal in the end. But nonetheless, that's a good basketball team, and we'll be excited to see what they can do in the state playoffs.
Yeah, so we'll give you the full scoring. Friel, as I said, with 18 for the Prep. Kyle Helfenstein with 8. 7 for Luke Moransky. And check that, 10 for Luke Moransky. Moransky with 10 as he hit the 4 free throws in the fourth quarter. 5 for Joey Peacock, 4 for Jaleo Wakefield, 3 for Jacob Plen, 2 for Mide Oki Byron. For Wildwood Catholic, Riley Powell with 14, Tayshawn Jackson with 11, Alex Daniel 8, Calvin Kiker 6, Ryan McGrath 5, Joey Wareham with 3 points for the Crusaders of Wildwood Catholic.
St. Augustine Prep, your 2025 Cape Atlantic League champions with this 5-point victory. It was a really good basketball game, especially in that second half. Back and forth, these two teams were trading haymakers, as we alluded to before. I know I mentioned it already, Brian, but Paul Rodeo, the coaching job he's done with this particular squad this year, he's been at it for so long. Again, probably one of his better coaching jobs over the last, let's just say, 5 to 10 years. Impressive to watch, but once again, it's like, oh yeah, St. Augustine Prep, top of the Cape Atlantic League once again.
Yeah, and you can't take it away from them, and that's what you have when you have a program that has great culture. And we mentioned it at halftime when we talked to former Shawnee coach Joe Kessler. It's almost like whatever you have to win enough early to give yourself opportunities late. But really, it's all about how you are playing from mid-February on, and are you playing your best basketball at the right time? And St. Augustine Prep certainly is.
They're going to honor each and every member of this varsity squad. As we said during the girls' game, every guy has played their role, whether they were on the court for virtually the entire game, coming off the bench, or just being a good locker room presence. Going from the top varsity guys all the way down to the JV guys, everyone earned it for St. Augustine Prep this particular season. They're going to raise the trophy. How about Roy Friel? Led the game today in points. He was deadly early on in this ball game. And they're going to name the MVP. And it is, in fact, Rory Friel. He'll end the afternoon as your game's MVP, well-deserved. Big tip of the cap to him. He was key, especially early on, for this latest Cape Atlantic crown for the St. Augustine Prep Hermits.
Mr. Paul Rodeo, Sr.
Nice little ovation as well for head coach Paul Rodeo. As we mentioned, another win to his resume. It's now 1,044 wins. Can't deny that. I believe we're going to talk to Coach Rodeo now. Coach Rodeo with us, 52-47. Coach, first of all, congratulations. Another Cape Atlantic League title to your guys' name.
Thank you.
You look at that big first half lead. Wildwood Catholic makes it a really good game in that second half, down to 1 point. How did you keep your team composed?
They did a great job coming back. We did a great job to build the league. They did a really, really good job coming back on us. And I thought that Lukey, as a freshman, handled himself extremely well under the pressure. He made foul shots, and he did what he had to do. So I think it goes through your point guard, and in this case, I thought he really did a nice job for us.
Paul, you've won different things over your career, a lot of different things, but you looked awfully emotional there, and I know what this probably means to you is to go, your path to this success certainly hasn't been linear, but to go from point A to point B with this team and a 12-loss team to win a CAL title, what can you say about what your kids have done the last few weeks?
They've stuck together. I mean, I know it's a cliche, but we got hurt. We had 3 guys out. The 3 best players were out. We lost 6 straight. You could have packed it in. They didn't pack it in. They came back and played hard and stayed together. And the key here was we stayed on the same page, and that was the key.
You've won a lot of these, but this one has to be as satisfying as any of them.
Yeah, I don't want to say because all my other guys will start calling me and telling me that. But no, this was a very, very special one to me.
Okay. All right, well, we'll let you go. Go celebrate with your team.
God bless you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Coach Paul Rodeo of the winning St. Augustine Prep team, and that is an incredible. First of all, what a great basketball game this turned out to be. First half, not so much, but Wildwood Catholic just came kicking and they went down kicking and screaming. There's no doubt about it.
Without a doubt, Brian.
And you can't take anything away from the Crusaders.
Nope, yet another win to Coach Rodeo's resume, another Cape Atlantic League title. We'll see what they can do in the postseason, Brian, but for now, we will sign off a 52-47 win for St. Augustine Prep over Wildwood Catholic. For our entire crew, for Brian Kniff, I am Nick Costco saying so long. Once again, St. Augustine Prep 52, Wildwood Catholic 47. The St. Augustine Prep Hermits are your Cape Atlantic League champions here in 2025.